it's your boy Binkbetrim, and I'm back with another video. I've been focusing on exams and stuff. You know, I'm a college student. Today we got the most terrifying prisons on earth. Let's get into this reaction. I wonder what it's gonna be like, because
let's start with the scary and slowly work our way towards the ones that are basically hell on earth. Number 10, San Quentin State Prison. San Quentin State Prison is a maximum security facility in California and is one of the most notorious prisons in the world. Many well-known inmates have been incarcerated here, from Charles Manson to serial killers like the Night Stalker and the Freeway Killer, as well as numerous gang leaders. Now, what really makes this prison so terrifying is that anyone who comes in is heavily pressured to join a gang. Now, you don't really have the choice to choose which one. You just simply take a look at your skin and sort yourself accordingly. And if you're caught at the wrong place at the wrong time, well, you better hope to be an ethnically ambiguous person, giving you enough time to get into your fighting stance before getting shanked.
What the fuck?
The reason why this infamous prison sits at the very top of the list is simply because it has changed so much in recent years. Today, inmates can be found gardening, playing kickball, performing concerts, and taking yoga and art classes. There are also many educational programs to help inmates secure jobs once they're released, like plumbing courses, culinary programs, and coding classes,
Ain't that what jail supposed to
ensuring
do?
that they will be better off than most Americans. Number 9, San Pedro Prison. San Pedro Prison, located in La Paz, Bolivia, is one of the most unique and overcrowded prisons in the world. It was designed to house 600 inmates, but it currently holds around 3,000. This doesn't take into account the countless women and children who live within its walls, as many inmates choose to bring their family.
It was designed to house 600. But it currently holds 3,000.
Around 3,000.
What?
This doesn't take into account the countless women and children who live within its walls, as many inmates choose to bring their families with them. Now, what makes this prison so unique is the fact that there are no guards or government officials inside. It's entirely governed by the inmates themselves. And honestly, it looks more like a neighborhood than an actual prison, just surrounded by a large wall. Police never enter and only guard the perimeter, deciding who can come in and out. The Bolivian police could actually care less about anything that happens inside the prison walls. They claim that it's a new and progressive way of running a prison, but it's obvious that they simply don't want to work. Now, interestingly enough, the boss of the prison is elected by the inmates. The boss then chooses the soldiers who will enforce the rules. The enforcers are easily spotted by their uniforms, wearing all black Adidas tracksuits, which I must admit is genius. Not only do the uniforms make them look professional, but they're also very practical, since you never know when a game of soccer could break out. But let's talk about what makes this.
These niggas wearing Adidas tracksuits because you never know when a soccer game's gonna break out.
Prison so scary. The main problem here is the abundance of drugs, which are conveniently made in manufacturing labs inside the prison. It's estimated that as much as 60% of inmates are addicted to at least one. Coca leaves soaked in chemicals and cocaine are two of the most popular drugs abused, which can eventually lead to
Bro, what makes you want to do cocaine? What the fuck makes you want to do leaves smoke? Like, what makes you want to do a leaf soaked in a chemical, bro?
Insanity.
Frying the brain!
Not for the addict, but for anyone who has to suffer by listening to them. The two most common ways people die within the prison are either from drug overdose.
What the fuck? Look at this nigga's face, bro. Bro, hold on, bro. Let me move the subtitles out of the way, bro. Hold on. Get the fuck out my face, man. There we go. My nigga, what the fuck is that face, bro? You telling me y'all niggas do the drugs and you end up like this, bro? Like, look at his face. Long ass tongue, bro. What the fuck? The fuck are those red dots? Bro, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Nigga look like a damn zombie. And who the fuck is that in the back?
Or murder. Number 8, Bang Quang Central Prison. Bang Quang Central Prison is a maximum.
What the fuck is going on here? Nigga, we got these niggas shoulder to shoulder, ass to ground. There's no way niggas are chained up like this, bro. Wait, that on his. Oh, okay. I thought it was on the. Yeah, but it's up here. That's crazy, bro.
security prison located in Thailand. The prison houses inmates who are serving long sentences, typically 30 years or longer, life in prison, and those who are awaiting execution, since this is the only prison in the country that administers lethal injection. The majority of inmates are currently serving time for drug-related crimes. This includes many foreigners who had the genius idea of attempting to smuggle drugs out of the country, only to be caught in a place known for having some of the harshest penalties in the world for drug possession. In Thailand, drug smuggling can easily get you life in prison or even the death penalty.
What? Okay, the fuck. Anyways, so let's run that back.
Known for having some of the harshest penalties in the world for drug possession. In Thailand, drug smuggling can
Wait, what the fuck is going on with bro's face, bro? I ain't gonna lie, this dude be making some crazy characters, bro. Look at this nigga's face, bro. His ass smuggling the drugs and giving it to bro now.
Easily get you life in prison or even the death penalty. But let's talk about the prison and what makes it so scary. On arrival, new prisoners must get their legs chained and welded together. And if you don't have the bribe money for the blacksmith, the chains will be welded tighter than necessary, causing extreme discomfort, wounds, and infections. The chains must remain on for the first 3 months. After this period, the chains are removed by sawing off the inmate's legs.
Oh, he's trolling. He's trolling.
Just kidding. The chains are easily removed. Another reason why this prison is so awful is the food. Here, inmates receive 1 meal per day, a bowl of plain white rice. But if they're lucky enough, they might get a bowl.
Shit, I'm sorry for pausing a lot, but damn, the white rice though.
Of fish head soup, which isn't sufficient enough to meet nutritional needs. So inmates resort to capturing rats and eating them. Rat meat is so valuable that it serves as a form of currency in the prison. For example, a bowl of rat soup can be traded for cigarettes, snacks, Pokemon cards, or an entirely different meal. Guards excessively beating inmates and drug abuse is also very common inside the prison. Number 7, CCOT. CCOT in El Salvador is the largest prison in the Americas.
I've heard about this, bro. They got all the criminals in El Salvador. El Salvador was like crazy, like it was like filled with a whole bunch of criminals. Like, look at bro right there. Like, this nigga, no hesitation, up in bit. But like, anyways, back to what I was saying. El Salvador, like they president or whatever, he got all these criminals off the streets. And like they like a good city, good country now.
Currently housing around 15,000 inmates, but capable of holding up to 40,000. It houses 2 of El Salvador's most dangerous and illegal gangs, MS-13 and Barrio 18, which were easily captured since their affiliations were conveniently written on their faces. In the free world, the 2 gangs are engaged in a deadly war, killing each other without hesitation. But here, inside the prison, they're forced to live together and are expected not to cause a single problem. If they do, they are taken to solitary confinement, a dark isolation cell entirely made of concrete, where they will be left for a minimum of 15 days, but possibly much longer. So what makes this prison so scary?
A minimum of 15
well,
days?
for starters, most of the prisoners will never be released. They're also not allowed visitors and will likely never step foot outside of the building again. However, they do get 30 minutes of exercise per day, but even that takes place inside the building, only a few steps away from their cell. But the most controversial and terrifying aspect of it all is that a small percentage of the prisoners are completely innocent and were never part of a gang to begin with.
What?
They were arrested by the police or military to meet their daily quotas. This has captured the attention of many large publications from
thousands of innocent people jailed in El Salvador gangs right now. We can arrest anyone we want. Salvadorian president says 8,000 innocents freed in war on gangs. El Salvador police pressured to meet arrest quotas, says union official.
Around the world. But to this day, the issue remains unresolved. Number 6. Rikers Island. Rikers Island is the most violent and dangerous jail in the US. In 2022, there were 491 incidents of inmate-on-inmate stabbings and slashings. The jail is also ridiculously overcrowded and unsanitary, with inmates describing the living conditions as pure hell. But I'm just not buying it, since 42% of inmates quickly return to crime after their release, eager to get back to Rikers for an extended stay. Now, the reason why Rikers is so dangerous is simply because of its lawlessness. The prison often leaves entire units unsupervised. This is because on any given day, a third of the correctional officers either call out or don't show up at all, leaving inmates to run the units however they see fit. They have actually been caught admitting to running gambling rings and fight clubs.
Say that again.
Either call out or don't show up at all.
Fire that nigga! Fire them niggas. Hire some people who want to work, bro. Like, man.
Leaving inmates to run the units however they see fit. They have actually been caught admitting to running gambling rings and fight clubs, which really goes to show why they ended up in jail in the first place, since they can't even follow the first rule of their own club. But not only is this jail the most dangerous for inmates, it is also the most dangerous for correctional officers.
Is this an inmate suplexing a guard?
In 2022, there were over 1,500 cases of assaults on officers and workers. That's an average of at least 4 per day, making this place pure hell for anyone who even steps into the building.
That's why they call out
Black Dolphin Prison. Black Dolphin Prison is one of the most terrifying prisons in the world, only housing inmates that are serving life sentences. It is located at the edge of Siberia, Russia, near the border of Kazakhstan. Now, at first glance, you might confuse this prison with SeaWorld, seeing that there are multiple statues of dolphins outside the building. But that is a prison in the US. Here, inmates arrive blindfolded, and once inside, but that is a prison in
that's crazy.
the US.
That's crazy.
Here, inmates arrive blindfolded, and once inside the prison, they are quickly bent over. Chill, don't get too excited. They are then walked to their new cells. This is done to disorient the inmate, preventing them from memorizing the layout of the prison. So in the unlikely event that the inmate escapes from his cell, they will get lost in the labyrinth, encountering many puzzles and riddles. Each cell has 3 metal gates and is under 24/7 video surveillance. Once inside, inmates are required to stand all day long, approximately 16 hours per day. They cannot sit or lay down until it's time for bed. They do, however, get 90 minutes of outdoor activities, which of course just means that they are brought outside and placed inside of a slightly larger cage. The prison houses 700 of Russia's deadliest and most psychopathic criminals, who have a combined murder count of around 3,500 people, or an average of 5 murders per inmate. Number 4. ADX Florence. Easily the most terrifying prison in the US is ADX Florence, a maximum security prison located in Colorado's Rocky Mountains. This supermax prison only houses the most dangerous criminals in the world, such as the Unabomber, the Shoe Bomber, the disgusting Underwear Bomber, and of course, the drug kingpin El Chapo.
What the fuck? Underwear Bomber. Am I not hip? Bro, I know who the Unabomber
houses the most dangerous criminals in the world, such as the Unabomber, the Shoe Bomber, the disgusting Underwear Bomber, and
let's look that up right now. Underwear Bomber. Chill, I can't type. Umar Farouk. ABC, BBC, ICE. What? ICE.gov? What the freak? Damn, why is taking so long to load? There we go. We get into it. Right? Man, we better go back here. Oh, CNN. Christmas Day bomber. Oh. So-called Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalib, the so-called underwear bomber, was sentenced today to life in prison as a result of his guilty plea to all 8 counts of a federal indictment charging him for his role in the attempted Christmas Day 2009. Damn, I was legit. I was only 3. Dang. Bombing of the Northwest airline flights. The sentence handed down by the U.S. District Court Judge Nancy G. Edmonds in Detroit was announced by Attorney General Eric Holder Barbara L. McQuaid, U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan Andrew J. Arena, Special Agent, and I ain't reading all them names, fuck all that. So, Umar, 25 of Kaduna, Nigeria, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit an act of terrorism transcending national boundaries, attempted murder within the special aircraft jurisdiction of the United States, willfully placing a destructive device on an aircraft, which was likely to have endangered the safety of the aircraft, attempted the use of a weapon of mass destruction, willfully attempting to destroy and wreck a civil aircraft, and 3 counts of possession of a destructive device. 3! What? Umar is a remorsely terrorist who believes it is his duty to kill Americans for attempting to take the lives of 289 innocent people. He has been appropriately sentenced to I'm stupid, to serve every day of his the rest of his life in prison. What? And this what bro look like. Why can't I scroll? I can't scroll, chat. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is more detail. The man who smuggled a bomb in his underwear aboard. Wow. In his underwear though? Bro, you look like you black. You got the nose, the skin, the lips, those eyes. Just doing us bad out here, bro. You can't be doing this to us, bro. Like, what's up with these people, bro? Yeah, they're doing us bad, man. Doing us bad, man.
And of course, the drug kingpin El Chapo, just to name a few. Here, these inmates are kept locked in their cells in isolation for 23 hours a day. They're only allowed 1 hour of exercise per day inside of another steel cage. This, as you can imagine, can have a mental toll on prisoners, completely breaking them and leaving them with permanent psychological issues. Since the prison opened in 1995, there has never been an escape or even an attempt, as it is basically impossible. You see, the cells are entirely made of concrete, equipped with motion detectors and 24/7 video surveillance.
So if El Chapo was in this prison, what was the prison he originally escaped from?
Behind a steel door. Outside of the cells are 1,400 remotely controlled doors, pressure pads, and laser beams that detect any unauthorized movement. Outside, you will find tall perimeter fences topped with multiple rows of razor wire and more motion detectors. Then, of course, there are the countless sniper towers that watch over the entire compound, eagerly awaiting for their chance at target practice. Then finally, there are multiple entry and exit points that are heavily guarded. In short, there is no way out, and inmates know it. which only adds to the feeling of dread and hopelessness, making this not only a physical prison, but also a mental one. Number 3, Diyarbakir Prison. Diyarbakir Prison in Turkey has to be one of the most sick and twisted prisons on earth. The prison has a long history of torture and psychological abuse against its prisoners. As early as the 1980s, there were thousands of reports of torture and over 100 deaths attributed to it. But I'll just cover some of the most common methods that were used, or else we'd be here all day. Prisoners endured severe beatings, were stripped naked, blindfolded and hosed with high-pressure water. They were placed in isolation cells for days, starved, hung by their arms, and forced to stand for long periods. They also received electric shocks, burnings, and the extraction of healthy teeth and nails, as well as having their limbs crushed. But perhaps one of the strangest torture methods involved the captain's dog, which was trained to bite the genitals of naked prisoners. Then there was the psychological torture, like the one they called the disco. Every new prisoner was thrown into the prison sewers and would be left there for several hours. Now, thankfully, today most of these torture methods are no longer in use. But
what the fuck? This is in 2025. 3 prisoners allegedly tortured in Diyarbakir. What the fuck is going on? No. Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. No. These are bad people.
Some remain. They've just gotten better at covering them up. Reports continue to emerge of prisoners being tortured, beaten, and forced to live in inhumane conditions inside cells that are infested with cockroaches and disease. Number 2, Antananarivo Prison. While some prisons are notorious for their violence or psychological torment, Antananarivo Prison in Madagascar is terrifying for its overcrowding and disgusting living conditions. The prison was built to house around 800 inmates, but today it holds around 4,000.
What? Damn! Do some quick math right quick. Let's do some quick math right quick. Bro, you can't pop up? Dang, bro. Watch, I spelled it wrong. Bro, my college Wi-Fi is terrible, chat. Like, okay. Damn. That's 5 nigga in every cell. Why didn't I think that was gonna be 5? Like, nigga, 5 times 8 is 40, bro. I'm such a dickhead. Yeah, get me out this shit, bro.
As you can imagine, diseases and bacteria run rampant here, with visitors stating that you will smell the place before you ever see it. Now, when I say that the place is overcrowded, I'm not just talking about the inmates. The prison is completely infested with cockroaches, rats, lice, and fleas, with the majority of prisoners completely covered in bites from head to toe. Once 5 p.m. strikes, prisoners must enter their cells for the night, which are just small rooms with a connecting toilet shared by all the inmates. The door is locked from the outside, and the room's temperature can quickly surpass 100 degrees. The majority of inmates sleep on the floor, tightly packed like sardines. They are actually so close together that no one can turn around. But every so often, someone will clap a few times, and the entire row of inmates will turn simultaneously to sleep on the opposite side. But hold on, just as you think it couldn't get any worse, it somehow does. Any prisoner who causes trouble is quickly thrown into one of the isolation chambers, called the hellhole. The room's floor is completely covered in human feces, urine, rat carcasses, and trash, living up to its name. And thanks to the large rat problem in the prison, outbreaks of the Black Plague are common and have killed many prisoners throughout the year.
They still have the Black Plague around, bro. What the fuck? Why is bro kissing a rat? This nigga's a spider. This nigga like he out the Goonies, bro. He got rats cheeked up here. Yo.
Number 1, Camp 14. Kachon Prison, also known as Camp 14, is located in North Korea.
Oh, I know what Camp 14 is. Oh my gosh, bro. I've heard stories about this place, bro. This place is insane, bro. Like it's like families have a woman that have a baby, so her status could get moved up higher. Like, I don't know. It's crazy how it works in there, bro. Hopefully
in every prison in the world, criminals usually end up there because they committed a crime. But Camp 14 is very different. Here, there are 40,000 prisoners condemned to a lifetime of hard labor. And the sad part is that many of them are women and children, including children as young as toddlers who never broke the law. Their only mistake was that they were related to a person who committed a political crime. This can be anything from criticizing the regime,
political crime. So if you criticize the regime,
attempting to escape from the country, practicing a prohibited religion,
which would be anything that Kim Jong-un doesn't like,
or even showing any behavior that is seen as disloyal to the regime. Conditions in the camp are atrocious. Starving prisoners resort to eating raw frogs, mice, rats, snakes, worms, squirrels, and even grass. But if the prisoner is caught eating any other food than the food that they are given, they can be shot on the spot. Starvation is one of the most common ways people die in the camps, which is one of the worst ways to go out. First, their teeth begin to loosen and shake before eventually falling out. The person's bone structure deteriorates, and their entire body swells with water, a condition known as edema. Ultimately, the person inevitably dies. Dying from diseases is also very common. Prisoners can contract pellagra, tuberculosis, hepatitis, and even develop frostbite from the freezing temperatures. And for prisoners that can no longer take it anymore and end up taking their lives, even that will carry a punishment. If that person had any relatives working at the camp, they will be punished for what they did. So let's cover some of the most common punishments that are used in the camp. Brutal beatings, stress positions, and isolation cells are all used. But if the officers are not in the mood, firing squad executions can come without.
Bro, that's an RPG. What the fuck? Nigga. Oh. An RPG.
Warning. Now, the crazy part is that Camp 14 is just one of many political prison camps in North Korea. And it's estimated that there are around 200,000 prisoners living and working in these camps right now.
Wow. Chat, bro. Thank y'all boys for the video. I mean, like, I ain't gonna lie, my homeboy gave me this video, bro. Shout out Rich, them boys. College sweet mates. Anyways, shout out y'all boys. Hey, Binkbetrim coming at you with another video soon.